Hi team, I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be telling you about my Gilmore Girls TBR and also my Tome Topple TBR. We're doing a combo because I managed to fit some of my tomes into my Gilmore Girls Readathon TBR. So Gilmore Girls Readathon runs from the, what's the date? November 15th to the 22nd. Then Tome Topple starts from the 14th, which is today when this video goes up, right through until the 27th of November. So it's like almost 2 weeks, not quite 2 weeks. So I'm really excited and I cannot wait to get to them. The Tome Topple doesn't necessarily have a TBR prompts. It does have a bingo board that I'm sure some of my books will probably fill, but otherwise it's just a case of reading books over 500 pages, and I'm halfway through 1, 2, 3. I thought it was more than that. I am halfway through another, but I don't think I'm going to get to that. But I'm halfway through 3 at the moment, and I am hoping to get to those and then obviously start and finish another one as well. So I've got 4 tomes, but then I've also got my Gilmore Girls Readathon as well. So I'll tell you about my Gilmore Girls Readathon because that's the main reason we're kind of here, and then the secondary reason is to kind of finish these tomes off so I can get through them before the end of the year. So the Gilmore Girls Readathon is hosted by Liv from Liv's Library. It's also hosted by Desi and Mackenzie and also Heather from Bookables as well. So I will leave a link to their Instagram and Twitter and announcement videos down below as well, so you can go and check them out. But I'm really excited. There is a set of prompts, but then there's also a bingo board as well. So let's go through the set of prompts and tell you what I'm planning on. I did not mean to do that. I'll tell you what I'm planning on reading. I have my Luke's mug here, and inside my Luke's mug is not tea or coffee, unfortunately. I have my magnetic bookmarks of the characters. So we've got Lorelai, Rory, Lane, Suki, and also Luke. And I've just dropped Rory on the floor. My apologies, Rory. Yeah, so I have these so that I can assign them to books. But let's go through the prompts. So the first prompt is to read a book set in a small town. I am going to be picking up The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I have already started this and I just didn't get around to finishing it, unfortunately. So I am currently 111 pages in, so I'm hoping to finish this during Gilmore Girls Readathon. This is set on a small island, not specifically a small town, but I think it still counts because in theory it's a small town within the small island, if you like. This is following Linnaeus Baker, who he's a caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth, and he's 40, lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records for company. But his life's about to change. He gets asked by the, what they called extremely upper management, to go and check out this house in the Cerulean Sea where these magical children live. Basically, the extremely upper management don't know whether the kids are safe, not in a sense that they aren't being looked after, but in the sense that they themselves may not be safe, because the magical children, they don't know whether or not they're being looked after enough to protect the world, essentially. And there is a guy there that looks after them called Arthur. Yes, Arthur Parnassus, and he's the master of the orphanage, and I believe that this is queer. There is going to be a relationship between Linnaeus and Arthur, and I'm so excited. It's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. So this is what I'm going to be reading for Small Town. I read a book that features a mother-daughter relationship. So for this one I'm going to be picking up Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. I've seen this around so much recently and I really want to pick this one up. So this is following Morgan Grant and her 16-year-old daughter Clara, and they would love nothing more than to be nothing alike. Morgan is determined to prevent her daughter from making the same mistake she did by getting pregnant and married way too young. Morgan puts her own dreams on hold. Clara doesn't want to follow in her mother's footsteps. Her predictable mother doesn't have a spontaneous bone in her body. I think this is going to be really good, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. So it's the perfect mother-daughter relationship book to be reading. Next is to read a book set during fall or winter. So I'm going to be picking up A Season in the Snow by Isla Gordon. This comes out on the 26th of November so keep your eyes open for that. I will be doing a full review for this on my Instagram, and I'm so excited about this. We're following Alice Bright, who has a great life. She's got a job she adores, a devoted family and friends she'd laid down her life for, but when tragedy strikes, she finds a whole world turned upside down. Enter Bear, a fluffy, lovable and rapidly growing puppy searching for a home. Bear may be exactly what Alice needs to rekindle her spark, but a London flat is no place for a mountain dog, and soon Alice and Bear find themselves on a journey to the snow-topped mountains of Switzerland in search of a new beginning. It sounds perfect, and this is obviously set during winter, and I cannot wait to pick this one up. I am so hyped for it. Next is to read a book with a complicated love interest, and this one is one of my tomes that I'm already partway through, and I'm going to be picking up Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. This is complicated on the basis that one of the characters is thought to be dead, but he isn't. I don't know how really to explain that. Basically, a princess has come to his land. They were supposed to be marrying. It's a marriage of convenience to bring the two countries together, and he has ended up getting... Elantris is basically a place that used to thrive on magic, and then the magic started dying, and essentially Elantris has been shut off by a wall, and the town next to it will banish people who end up getting sick with this magic, banish them to Elantris, and they're deemed dead. And the guy, Readathon, supposed to be marrying Serene, ends up with this magic, and he ends up being banished to Elantris, and Serene has been told that he is dead, but he's not. It's complicated in that sense. So she thinks he's dead, he's not, he's just sick, and he's in Elantris, and things are going down, and I'm really excited about it. So I am currently on page 400 of this, so I've got this much left to go, and I'm excited about finishing it off. So this counts for Tome Topple because it is over 500 pages, just that I don't have over 500 pages left of it to read. Next is to read a book by an Asian author / has Asian representation in it. So I'm going to be picking up Arusha and the End of Time by Roshni Chokshi. This is a middle grade. I know absolutely nothing about it, but I've heard really good things about it. So this will be for Believathon as well. It's nice to combine readathons, isn't it? So this says, desperate to impress her snotty schoolmates and embarrassed to be living in the museum where her mother works, she lights the cursed lamp of Bharata. It can't actually be cursed, can it? After accidentally freeing an ancient demon and freezing her classmates and her mother in time, Aru must fix things before the ancient god of destruction is awoken. Accompanied by a wise-cracking pigeon and her long-lost half-sister, she must find the reincarnations of 5 Pandava brothers and journey through the kingdom of death. This sounds so good. I'm so excited for it. Next is to bake a fall tree and watch your favourite episode, so I will do that while I'm vlogging throughout the week. And then finally is to read the next book in a series you haven't finished, so I'm going to be finishing off Crooked Kingdom by Lee Bardugo. This is the second in the Six of Crows duology, and I am partway through. I'm 199 pages in. This is also on my Tome Topple TBR, so 2 birds, 1 stone. This is following a band of 6 characters, I think it is. They are the Dregs, and they get involved in heists and things like that, and there's other stuff going on with them, and it's really, really good. I highly recommend it. So that's my TBR for Gilmore Girls Readathon, which I'm really, really excited for. And then on top of that, I would really like to reread Lauren Graham's Talking as Fast as I Can. Last year when Gilmore Girls Readathon was made, the buddy read for the week was this book, and I loved it so much, and I'm due a reread. So I really want to reread this as well. It is just a autobiography basically of Lauren Graham. So, and then the other 2 tomes that I would like to get to for Tome Topple, so obviously I've mentioned Six of Crows and Elantris. The other 2 tomes are Crush by Tracy Wolff. I am currently on page 402, so I want to finish this one off. This is following a young girl who is basically, in the first one, which is Crave, she is sent to a magical school. Well, she's sent to a school in Alaska where her uncle and her cousin live, but she doesn't realise that this is actually a magical school, and she doesn't even know that magic is a real thing or anything like that. Basically, she's become an orphan. She's not that young, she's about 18. She's become an orphan, her parents have died, and her uncle is going to be looking after her from this point onward, and she gets enrolled into the school, but she doesn't realise until the very end that there is some other things going on. There is relationships in this as well. This could also count for the complicated love interest for Gilmore Girls, because there is a semi-love triangle going on here as well. And then the final book that I would like to start and finish is Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurian. This definitely, yeah, it's 530 pages long. This is the second book in the Serpent and Dove series, so I would really like to get to this one as well. Serpent and Dove is following Lou and Reed. Lou is a witch, Reed is a witch hunter. They end up in a marriage of convenience. He's no idea she's a witch, and this follows on directly from that, and I'm very excited to pick this one up because I've just recently reread Serpent and Dove. If you want to see that vlog, I will leave a link to it up here I think. So you can go and check it out. But yeah, I'm very excited to read all of these books. So that's my Gilmore Girls TBR and Tome Topple TBR. And do let me know in the comments down below if you're taking part and what your TBR looks like. I'm very, very excited. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give me a like if you have. I would really appreciate it. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Again, I would really appreciate it. And you can find the links to all of my socials in the description box down below. So go and check them out if you want to find me elsewhere. And I shall see you next time. Bye for now.